Well, here's a tactic you don't hear used much in the hospitality business. If your customer disputes a credit card charge, ask a judge to put your guest in jail.
Well, this apparently is happening on a regular basis in one Georgia tourist community. And as Fox 5's I-Team reporter Randy Travis was there, you actually watched it happen.
Yeah, watch some of the hearing unfold there. Sine Cabin Rentals of Georgia has about 30 properties available, 11 of them owned by the man who runs the company. He insists he's only trying to collect what he's owed, but it's the way in which he's using the courts and the security cameras that provide his evidence that have so many customers blasting him online and in person. In a place that serves as Georgia's welcome mat to the scenic Blue Ridge Mountains, the quaint city of Blue Ridge hopes you return again and again.
And they were unauthorized guests.
But this is not the return trip guests had in mind.
I have a very bad taste in my mouth right now about Blue Ridge.
You've taken extraordinary steps. You actually are trying to have some of your customers arrested.
I don't think we're going after anyone.
Try telling that to Adam Hayes. Last fall, the Athens man rented a cabin from Cabin Rentals of Georgia. He told the company it would be just him and his wife. At the last minute, though, he says his parents decided to join them, and he brought his 10-pound Golden-doodle.
We're actually a Gold Star family. We lost a member of our family in Iraq, so we used to all get together and watch the Georgia-Florida game, so we just wanted to watch the game.
But when he got home, Hayes found Cabin Rentals of Georgia had forfeited his $500 security deposit, all for failing to disclose the 2 extra people and pet. The company charges by the person.
He was observed at 1:02 p.m. with 1 car, 2 adults, black sedan, 319, second car, 2 adults, 1 small dog.
I documented, I called, I know at least 10 times.
When he couldn't get anyone from the company to explain, Hayes disputed the extra $500 charge with his credit card. Typically, something like this would be a civil matter. But this month, Hayes found himself squaring off with company owner Gary Knight in criminal court over extra charges that had grown now to nearly $2,000. He's one of more than 60 guests in the last 5 years Knight has taken to court, accused of theft of services. You realize that the man you rented a cabin from wanted you arrested.
I do, and I think that is, it's such a shame that he uses such an intimidation factor because people don't know their rights.
I have a duty to my owners to protect their property and to make sure that the right people, the booked people, are staying at these homes.
Can you see his side at all, that he's trying to make sure that people don't steal from him?
Absolutely.
But Linda Kennedy of Acworth says it was her understanding she could report any additional guests the next business day.
I never had the opportunity to do that. Before I even got back Tuesday morning after the holiday weekend, the charges had already hit my bank, and I already had a threatening letter letting me know what the extra charges were for.
More than $2,000 in extra charges, including, she says, strangers who never actually spent the night, but crossed the cabin property to get down to the river. How did Gary Knight know about all of these people? Cameras. You can see one in a photo from the company website. Is that one of your security cameras right there?
Yes. If someone gets, heaven forbid, has too much to drink and falls over, those cameras are legitimate.
There is a suggestion by some of the people who are upset with you that you are monitoring them in real time with these cameras.
No, that is not us.
The company does warn guests about those security cameras. Look, it's right here on page 7 of the 16-page rental contract. It says the security cameras are always in the public area where there's no reasonable expectation for privacy. And it says you shouldn't try to cover up those cameras or you're in violation of the contract. But guests like Carla Jones of Florida complain the cameras seemed aimed at more intimate areas too.
There was one by the hot tub area. That's why we didn't get in.
He says it's for your security to have these cameras around here.
Well, who was going to save me if something happened? The camera?
I'm going to move for dismissal on this case.
Turns out the guests who came back to Blue Ridge did not have to say a thing in court.
I've got Fox 5 back here recording this whole situation. And out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to ask that you dismiss this case.
And Judge Alan Wigginton took care of the others.
I do not see that a crime has been committed.
Case dismissed.
I wish that all guests, every guest, would come to Fannin County and just be honest about their stay.
He doesn't have to worry about these three. They've removed themselves from his future guest list.
Well, in our review of the many cases Knight has filed against his guests, most of them are actually withdrawn once the customer settles. In other words, sort of using the threat of arrest to get the customer to pay up, even if the customer disagrees with the charges.
I'm sure many customers don't feel like it's worth the trouble of having to go to court and the whole process.
Right. Yeah, though one guy I talked to didn't go to court and didn't realize until I had called him that there's a charge against him, a criminal charge pending against him, because every once in a while, one of these judges will grant the request for an arrest or for a criminal charge. And it's just sitting there, and he didn't have any idea what was going on, so he's trying to work it out right now.
So he denies watching these security cameras in real time.
He denies it, but also you have to wonder, well, then if someone's going to fall down drunk and they're supposed to secure them, help them, how are they getting help? Who's watching the cameras to call and make sure that help is arriving?
That would require real-time monitoring.
You would think so.
It's a good question. Randy, thanks very much.